Hello everyone, myself Ketan Bhavsar, Assistant Professor in LG Engineering College, Ahmedabad. In today's session, we discuss about IoT and its protocol part number 2. In previous session, we already discussed a few protocols in IoT protocol about the data link layer. So now we start with the other protocol which play an important role in IoT applications and different types of IoT products. So now let's start the session about IoT protocol. So we discuss the first with home plug. Now, what is home plug protocol? See, home plug, as the name suggests, is designed for a smart home. See, the home plug is specifically designing for the IoT application which used for designing a smart home. Home plug Green Physical or Home plug GP is another MAC layer protocol. It is developed by Home plug Power Line Alliance that is used in home automation application. As I already told you, that particular protocol is used and designed specifically for the home automation system because it have to work in particular certain range only. So you are definitely getting a good accuracy, good latency, good throughput, and many more parameters. So it's specifically designed for the home automation application. Home plug is suitable cover both physical and MAC layer and it's three variations. So basically it is work in the three different variants: Home plug AV, Home plug AV2, and Home plug G. Now what is Home plug AV? The Home plug AV is the basic power lines communication protocol which is used TDMA and CSMA and CA as a MAC layer protocol and support adaptive bit loading which allow it to change its rate depending on the noise level and use the orthogonal frequency division multiple access for the fault diffusion, the modulation technique. So basically the Home plug AV is a basic power line communication protocol which is used in TDMA and CSMA as a MAC layer protocol and support adaptive bit loading which allow it to change its rate depending on the noise level and use OFDM for a modulation technique. Next, Home plug GP is designed for IoT generally and specifically for the home automation and smart grid application. It is basically designed to reduce the cost and power consumption of home plug AV while keeping its interoperability. See, basically its interoperability means it is clear to increase the reliability of the data and also reduce the power consumption of a chip. So basically we have to deal with a power consumption and try to reduce the cost as much as possible compared to the home plug AV. Now, hence it uses OFDM as in the home plug, but with one modulation only. So it's not working with the whole modulation technique, but it is working on one particular modulation technique. Now the next protocol is G995N. See, we are rarely familiar with this word because it's new for us. G995N. It's a MAC layer protocol from the ITU. Is designed for low bandwidth and cost. Half duplex reliable wireless communication. It is designed for the real-time application where the time is really critical. Means if you want to work in a real-time system and the time is a main constraint, then definitely you have to go with G995 because this protocol is play an important role when you are dealing with a time crucial application and when your time is the highest priority. Fine, the data or the information where the time is really critical and the reliability is important and the low power consumption is required. So basically when you have to communicate with the low power, when the reliability is a main concern, when the time is crucial, then we have to go with G995. The MAC layer characteristic include the unique network identifier that allow 232 nodes to join one network, collision avoidance mechanism, backup time in the case of collision, automatic retransmission to guarantee reliability, dedicated backup pattern that allow node to sleep when there is the out of communication and the several their power. So these are the few features that you can see in the G99.59 that it add in the IoT architecture or add in the IoT communication protocol to increase a system reliability, power consumption, and also solve the cost issue. LTE-A, it's a long-term evolution advance, is a set of standard designed to fit end-to-end communication and IoT application in cellular network. See, we are very familiar with the long-term evolution word, right? Because we are already using this network in our smartphone also. And also you learn that particular concept in wireless sensor network or wireless communication also. So a cellular network, the LTE-A, it's a scalable, lower cost protocol compared to the other cellular protocol. LTE-A is used OFDM, means orthogonal frequency division multiple access, as a MAC layer access technology, which divides the frequency into the multiple bands and each one can use separately. So this architecture is playing an important role to provide efficient bandwidth and regularity of the node because of the multiple channel band. So this architecture of LTE consists of a core network, radio access network, and the mobile nodes for the communication. So these are the architecture as you can see in the diagram. So basically we have a core network and we have a station, or we can say that a radio channel networks. So as you can see in this particular diagram, and that radio channel or that particular network can provide the services in the different area like IoT in the smart grid, smart home, and also for the e-health and many more applications. So LTE-A is one of the best architecture that support both IoT and end-to-end communication in the real world using cellular network. Now the next one is a LoRaWAN. So we are very familiar with the LoRaWAN, and LoRaWAN is one of the most widely used protocol in wireless sensor network and also in IoT application, because LoRaWAN can work and support up to 1 to 5 kilometer range for a wireless communication. Means right now the drone application is also using the LoRaWAN. The reason is very clear, because it works up to 1 kilometer to 2 or 3 kilometer or many more. LoRaWAN is a newly arised wireless technology designed for the low power wireless access network with low cost, mobility, security, and bidirectional communication for IoT application. So this is one of the best feature of the LoRaWAN, that it can communicate the long range with the low power and also provide the bidirectional communications. It is a low power consumption optimized protocol, is designed for scalable wireless network with millions of devices. It supports redundant operation, location free, low cost, low power, and energy harvesting technology to support the future need of IoT while enabling the mobility in the case of use this feature. So LoRaWAN is one of the best and the newly arised wireless communication protocol in IoT applications. Weightless protocol. Weightless is another wireless WAN technology for the IoT applications, is designed by the Weightless Spaceship Interest Group SIG, a non-profit global organization. It has a two set of standards, weightless and weightless W. So we have two standards for communicate of weightless. Weightless and was first developed to support the low cost, low power end-to-end communication using TDM with frequency hopping to minimize the interfaces. And it used an ultra narrow band of a frequency range around 1 gigahertz ISM frequency band. So it's all about the weightless end. When you're talking about the weightless and the weightless W is also working on that particular concept, but it is not use a time division multiple access. It use a television medium access for the communication. It also provides a benefit like the weightless and like low cost, low power end-to-end communication. DECT and ULE. DECT, it's a digital enhanced codeless telecommunication. It's a universal European standard for the codeless phone. See, you already see the codeless phone that people are using in few decades. In that particular technology, we use a DECT communication protocol because it is working on a digital enhanced codeless telephones. In that latest invention is a UL, means ultra low energy. They have specified the low power and low cost air technology or air interface technology that can be used for IoT applications. Due to its dedicated channel assignment, the DECT does not suffer from the consumption and interfaces. So basically, if you're talking about the DECT is one of the best protocol to work in the codeless concept, and the upper version of DECT, the lower and the updated part of DECT is a UL. It supports FDMA, PDMA, television medium or time division multiple access, but does not support in the DECT. So basically, updated one is support both or multiple type of modulation technique, but in the previous one it is not support a time division multiple access system. So I hope that you are getting the idea what exactly I am trying to convey about the data link communication protocol and how this communication protocol is play an important role for designing the IoT application. So still, if you have any doubt from this 14 protocol which is related to the data link layer, then you can ask me on my email ID. So thank you for watching.